How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the live streams development of No Place Like, the open source platformer game written in JavaScript and PhaserJS. In tonight's stream, we're continuing to delve into the logic of angular aim and shoot-ness, the logic of angular aiming and shooting. Anyways, the angular aim and shoot logic, whereby players can use their mouse or multi-touch controls to take aim and fire. So, without further ado, let's get cracking. So, I took it upon myself to do a little bit of work here, just so that we wouldn't get so stuck on debugging this time, because last time I was kind of just going in loops, and I think I probably tried the solution to solve these problems like the same one a million times, and I swear, like 5 seconds before this stream, I made big progress and this was working, and now we're getting the same error we were getting last time. So, starting off strong. Anywho, so, yeah, still the same error of uncaught type error, cannot read property frame of undefined, which is coming to us from... Oh, interesting. So it's unable to set the texture because the animation frame in this case here, I'm just going to big this a little bit. Big it. So set current frame. This is... Yeah, okay. So this is within the animation module of Phaser. So this is actually Phaser's code that we're looking at right now. This isn't our code, but it's this one here that's failing. So the animation frame is undefined. Cannot read property frame of undefined. So yeah, so in this case, animation frame is undefined, which is supposed to be the current, or no, sorry. Oh, it's being passed into as a parameter. Okay. We can possibly trace this a little further back. So update frame, which is on here. So set current frame, animation frame. Again, that's being passed in as a parameter. So let's trace it even further back. Putting my debugging hat on tonight. I'm doing this properly. So animation.load is the next step up. Component.update frame. So in this case, so this is where the frame is being passed in, which is good, but not good in the sense that it's failing. So let's have a look and figure out what's what. The frame is coming from the this.frames array, which, if we're smart about this, we can pause and watch this in the debugger. So let's have a look. That's some old debugging stuff I was looking at, so that's no longer relevant. Let's have a look at this dot frames. It's an array of 0, so there's nothing in the array, which is why this frame is now undefined. The index that we're trying to find is 0, but as there's nothing in the array, the 0 index doesn't exist. So we got to figure out why. I'm thinking the first place that we could start, and this is so bugging me because it was, I swear to you, it was just working. And then I must have changed something, and then it doesn't work. So actually, you know what? The first thing I'm going to do is not really hardcore debugging, but I'm just going to step back through my Control-Z-ness and see what I changed. Apparently I just commented this out and back in a bunch of times. And then that's when I changed the config dot, the blah blah blah, that stuff, yes. So we'll keep that commented out, because I'm pretty sure when we comment that out, it does work. So that's the thing that triggers that whole chain, which then eventually ends up resulting in an error. One other thing is I just want to set all these to 0 hard-coded for now, because we don't actually want to pass in the config xy to these parts, because these are sort of like pieces of our character. Because you might have noticed that now our MC Africa Fight class, our character, is no longer extending Sprite, but it's actually extending Container. So what we're doing here is we're creating the core, which is like the body of the sprite, we're creating the arm left, which is the left arm, and the right arm, and then we're supering this, so we're passing all of this into container, and as to initialize a container, and we're using a container so that we can keep it all in one thing and apply the same physics to everything in this group of objects. And also, we can do a bit of layering with the container as well, which is really handy. In fact, I think I actually did get that wrong, but we'll come back to that. That's not important. That's an easy fix for later. But right now, let's just save that with hopefully the animation logic commented out. Good. So in theory, this should work, and I feel like, well, let's, oops, okay. Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm just gonna get all this out of here. And okay, so it looks a little funny, but it is in theory working. It's not erroring, so that's in most cases kind of working. It's certainly got logical errors, but it doesn't have syntax errors, which is good. And as you can see, we can still move around, and we've still got our physics body, which is the little pink box. And we can jump around and do all the stuff we could do before, except now we're just a pair of floating arms with a little green box in between them, which in theory is our sprite, which is the body, which is supposed to be the body, but it's not looking so hot on that point just yet. And so the fact that the sprite isn't loading in at all probably is an indication that there's something wrong with loading the sprite or initializing the sprite or adding the sprite perhaps, because we're not able to, yeah, because I'm pretty sure Phaser defaults to showing the first frame of the sprite if there's no like animation stuff specified. So we'll see if we can crack the case here. So I've got on the right side rather, my preloader scene open, which is where the scene responsible for loading everything in. And the way we're loading in the sprite we're trying to use here, which you can see right here, we're saying configuration.scene.add sprite mcafrica-noarms. Okay, so that's the sprite's key, mcafrica-noarms. Let's just copy that key, do a search for it here, and you can see right here, mcafrica-noarms is being loaded in as a multi-atlas sprite. Good. That's should be working. You'd think it would be working, but it's not working. So we got to figure out why. It's loading in its JSON file is coming from assets, images, sprites, mcafrica, packed-noarms, mcafrica.json. Is that what it's actually called? Because maybe we just, it's as simple as we're just got the name wrong. That would be sweet if that's all it was. So to figure that out, let's go into not sprites there, because that's the code for our sprites. We want the assets, which is under assets, images, sprites, mcafrica, and packed-noarms. Okay, no. So I think that path is right. I wonder if VS Code is smart enough to know that. No, I'm thinking not. Okay. Anyways, assets, images, sprites, mcafrica, packed-noarms. Again, that's the directory name. And it's smart enough to know that it should be mcafrica.png, which is the sprite sheet we want, which is that. As you can see, it's our character, our Africa main character with no arms. He looks kind of funny, but alas, that's what we're dealing with, what we're trying to deal with. So, just gonna make sure Spotify's on loop. Okay, it is cool. I just want it to keep doing this playlist because I will get in trouble if I use non-copyright music, no copyright music, if that is a thing. So anyways, let's see. Okay, so to my eyes, there's nothing wrong with that line of code. And it's not throwing any errors, so that makes things even more fun to deal with. And this isn't throwing any errors either, so in theory it works, but it doesn't. So let's just keep going, keep on pushing. And I'm sure it's something I changed in one of these files. That what's the path of this? Is this our packed no arms? I think it is. Cool. So none of these are working for some reason, but I haven't figured out why yet. So let's see. Caffeine solves all problems, should be noted. Throw enough caffeine at any problem, you're bound to figure it out. That's just like a rule of life. So now the next place I'm going to look that might be messing up would be in here where we're actually creating the animations. Possible. Could be messing up, so let's have a look at this. So the first animation we're creating for idle no arms, is idle no arms for the MC Africa no arms key. So possible that we're passing in something wrong here, although we did a fair bit of messing around with this last time, and again it was working at one point, but then it stopped working. So I just had a little moment there where I thought it was all working, and I saw it not erroring, and I was like, oh, but yeah, we just commented out the code that was causing the problems. So yeah, that's not it. Why don't we do it one at a time in the MC Africa fight scene for the fight class. So that's fine. This is safe to do because all we're doing here is just assigning our constant variables that we've created up, further up. I had a cool shortcut for this. There we go. Look at that. Now I can show you the definitions of them. Apparently I can't move the mouse. But anyways, we're just creating variables within this constructor, and then we're assigning them to this dot core and this dot whatever later. And the reason we're doing it that way is because if we try and assign any this dots before super, it won't work. As far as I know. It was giving me problems before and that solved it, so I'm assuming it won't work. Anyways. Now, yeah, so let's try one at a time. So let's try idle. So just always idle at this, because everything else is commented out. It'll just always play idle. Maybe. And right there, it's now playing idle. Okay. Not really sure why that works, actually. I kind of wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that to error. Let's try something else here. Let's see... let's just see, maybe one of these animations is the problem, and the rest of them are all working fine. Or, oh yeah, okay. Here we go. This one's erroring now. So that one was run no arms. Let's comment that out again. Put idle back on, just make sure it's not doing anything inconsistent. If it is, you saw it here first, I'm not crazy. There we go. So it is, the idle animation is working, so that's cool. But run no arms isn't. So what's wrong with run no arms? Maybe we just have the wrong start and end frames? Wrong prefix, wrong something, maybe. Something's wrong. So let's have a look at our Atlas file and see if we can find the run animation. Or actually, you know what, before that, let's just confirm which of them are working and which of them aren't. So we've confirmed idle works, we've confirmed run doesn't work. Let's try down. Down's not working either. Okay. And what about up? Funny thing is I was literally just looking at these working. Now they're not. Okay, so up's not working either. Excuse me. That makes that easier. Well, not really, but it gives us a clue, which is good. You saw it here first. You saw it. All I did was comment and uncomment things, and now idle's not working. What the hey? We now officially have an inconsistent error. I'm not crazy. I'm sharp tonight. I'm on the ball. I'm just gonna quit Discord, so hopefully my computer's a little bit faster. But what the hell? The hell? What the hell? Let's reload that. So this is it with nothing. Why on earth is that inconsistent now? That is so irritating. So irritating. This.core.anims.play, idle no arms. Oh man, inconsistent bugs are the hardest to solve. Why would it be one of these? Okay, so... like, is there something maybe Webpack is doing that's regenerating a file that is then throwing everything off? I don't understand why on earth that would be the case, but weirder things have happened. So, yeah, that's really not as... it's not quite gibberish to me, but like it's borderline gibberish. So let's see. Cannot read frame property of undefined. And so that's that same. We already dug through that stack. That call stack. And that sort of helped us narrow it down, kinda, but... okay. Did we Control Z anything weird? No, these are still there. And that would throw a different error anyways. What is this? Why is that red? What is that? Is that an error? No. Oh, that's Git stuff. That's where I took away this.setTexture. I mean, okay, let's maybe just put that back, although I feel like this is just going to cause more errors because I don't think you can set a texture on a container. Yeah, see, this .setTexture is not a function, so that one's outie. Outie 500. Welcome, viewer. We're debugging an inconsistent error, so fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be rough. Cannot read property, frame of undefined. Yeah, we can ditch that, because that's definitely not going to work. This is what we've got so far. If I can get down to the animation logic, comment that out. We've gotten it this far. We've gotten it as far as being a pair of floating arms with a pink box falling to the ground, running around, falling and jumping, and all that stuff. So that's something. But anytime we try, well, this is the thing, not anytime we try to introduce animations to, if you take a look here, this green box is the sprite that's between the two arms, allegedly. And anytime we try and apply animations to that, sorry, again, not anytime, sometimes when we try to apply animations to that, it throws an error. Other times it doesn't. Hence inconsistent errors, hence fasten your seatbelts, because it's going to be bumpy. See, it might just work now. Okay, but it didn't. Okay. And there's no errors higher up either that like would be a clue, which is annoying. It's just straight to this frame of undefined. I mean, okay, I guess we can keep going through the stack again and use the Chrome debugger to investigate things a little bit further, but I don't know what information we're going to be able to glean from this. So MC Africa update, let's start there. How about... oh, that's my own code. So let's start a little further down. Let's start... or let's just dive right into the animation module of Phaser, and see what's going on. So animation.play. this is where the error is happening? No, the animation is happening. The error is happening here. Let's start at the top, or the bottom, whatever. So in this case, animation frame is undefined. If we throw a breakpoint there, it'll pause. And if we have a watch, which I think I've already got, I've got a watch for this dot frames, but if we watch or even just hover over it, we can see it's undefined. So frame is throwing an error. An animation frame should be being passed into the set current frame function, but undefined is being passed in. So let's take a further step up, or actually maybe we can do that in the debugger. Hey, look at that, that's handy. So set current frame to update frame is passing an animation frame, which is also coming in from the as a parameter, which is also undefined. Go one further up to load, frame is being passed in. So it should be from this array, which is empty. And the start frame is, well, start frame, the index is 0, but the frames array is empty, so that's not, 0 is going to be undefined. So that's where the undefined is coming from. So we've got a start frame, so we know what frame it should be. It's just that our frames array is empty. So where is this frames array being defined is my next question. Let's track that. What did I just do? I pressed Control-C and something happened. I thought that would copy, but maybe not. What am I doing? Go away, Chrome update stuff. So this dot frames, where is that being set? This is probably within the class somewhere. So frame undefined. Oh, frame undefined. Sorry, not. Where's, can we search in here? Yes, we can. This dot frames. Okay, so start frame is greater than or equal to frames.length, which in this case is 0, and start frame greater than or equal to, it would be greater than or equal to, that's true, so start frame is set to 0 there. That's just, I guess, getting it to go back to the beginning of the animation in the event that, well, when the animation gets to the end, it'll start back at the beginning. Get frame at is just returning frames. We want to see where frames is actually set. Here we go. Add frame at is frames dot equals pre. Ooh, interesting. Pre is not defined either. Oh, because we're defining it right here and we're getting it by slicing the frames array, which again is undefined, so that's not going to happen. New frames equals this dot get frames. Maybe. Config is not defined. Interesting. We've got more undefined stuff coming around here. My mind keeps bringing me back to these animation create functions, but I don't know. I'm gonna make this comment a little bigger. Because maybe we'll do other stuff in the preloader eventually, but for now it's basically just loading stuff and creating animations. But I want subcomments for each animation group, sprite group, whatever that we're creating. So this one is MC Africa. MC Africa, no arms, no arms. Caffeine to the rescue. Twitter, Jesus, I mean Instagram, whatever. Okay, anyways. I just wanted to check the Twitch chat. I've got it there, but I just was maybe thinking that might have not been updating. But anyways, I think we're good. It's just quiet. Anyways, so MC Africa, no arms. This stop enemy, stop generate frame nums. It's gotta just be like one. Oh, but again, it's inconsistent. Save that for some reason. Maybe that'll make some difference. I don't know. Yeah, we're already erroring, so that's not it. Come on now. Just gonna do a little bit more investigating in here. How about? Or maybe we should log this not in. That's kind of a half-baked idea, but I don't know that that's the problem. Let's say console.log core.ems, just to have a look at what that object looks like. Oh, that's alarming. Why did it now suddenly stop? What's going on? Is Webpack okay? Yeah, I don't know. Why didn't it why didn't it update? Should be logging things, no? Try that one more time, see if it reloads. And it doesn't. That's very weird. So now it's almost like Webpack's not reloading, which usually only happens when there's when you've got like a syntax error. Oh, it did reload, but it's just, wow, this is very confusing. Oh, it's paused in the debugger. That's what it is. Whoopsie daisies, my bad. Ditch that. Breakpoint. No breakpoints, cool. Okay, good. Okay, that's what it was. It was just paused in the debugger. So, let's see what our log says. Animation. So here is our animation object, which is what we're looking into here. Animation, I should call it a class. I guess it's a class module. I don't know, whatever. So let's have a look here. Is paused false, so frame rate 3. So that's the idle animation, all right, because that's the animation that has a frame rate of 3. However, let's take a look at would it be the animation manager that would be messing up? Yes, animation manager.load, perhaps. Texture manager. I am kind of just poking around at things at this point. This is sometimes the worst way to debug, sometimes the best way. I just wonder if there's going to be something that'll jump out and be really obvious. Like if we had 2 of the same keys or something like that, that often causes problems. You know what? That might be the problem. Oh my god. And it could also maybe explain why it's being inconsistent. Because I don't know if it goes and automatically makes a key based on the file name, but I'm willing to bet it does. So let's change this to no arms. We rename it by right-clicking on it here. Okay, so close and open the sidebar. Now, gotta find it again. Here it is. Packed no arms. Cool. So rename this to MC Africa dash no arms. Maybe this'll fix it. No, I was very hopeful for that, but no. Animation manager, texture manager. Let's just see if that list looks any different. No, it's still just... But it's like... It's not being loaded in at all. Yeah, because this is the MC Africa one, which is fine. Like, if we used that sprite, I bet you it would just work. Let's test that, actually. So just delete no arms off of everything. And it's gonna look weird. He's gonna have 4 arms, but just bear with it for a minute. So idle, no arms, reload that. Stick that in your pipe, reload it. And there you go. He's got, I mean, yeah, this is a bit of a weird scenario we've got on the go, but the point is, it's working. So it is something to do with, let's just go like that. That didn't work at all. Excuse me. I'm going to comment that out again and see if this works. Please let me, there we go. Oh, hold on. Except we want to delete the no arm keys out of here. I'm willing to bet it's a key issue again. Key issues are tricky to debug sometimes because the error messages are super unintuitive. But yeah, so now all the animations work, just him with arms, and also 2 extra arms sticking out of his feet, more or less. But, okay, so that's cool to know. That's cool to know that that works. But or could it be that we're keeping it in the same directory? Because again, if we take a look in our animations, lordy, where was I looking at that? Animation manager, texture manager, list. Our MC Africa no arms doesn't even show up as a texture. Coincidence? I'm thinking not. So, just want to have a quick look. Yeah, that's just MC Africa. That's not no arms, right? It would show up as its own texture, I'm pretty sure. So, I'm thinking if we rearrange the directory structure a little bit, we might solve it. Let's get out of Webpack and just close out of this for now so that it's not exploding in the background. And I don't know why I did a git status. That's just always my like default command whenever I start any project. So we need to get into source/assets/sprites, not SP, not sprites. What is it? Oh, images, sprites. There we go. Now, what I'm thinking we should do, maybe, is this might work. MC Africa no arms. Give it its own directory. Go into, not back, go into the original MC Africa. This is a little confusing now, but I think what we want is we want MV move frames no arms to // MC Africa no arms / frames. Can I create a new folder like that? Was I supposed to use a recursive flag there? Probably. Okay. Oh, actually, I think we didn't need the recursive flag after all. Yeah, it's got everything. Cool. All right. Easy as pie. So now we just need to do the same thing, but with the packed directory. So cd MC Africa again. So cp, or not cp, move, not copy, packed no arms to / MC Africa no arms / packed. Cool. So now, in theory, if we go into cd mc, we're gonna have to clean up this directory at some point. I might do that in this commit because we don't want to have an excessive amount of images in our GitHub repo. Not that these images are really that huge, but you know, doesn't hurt. Or, well, anyway. So now I think all of the let's maybe just take a look at the what's it called, the atlas file, just to make sure these are all relative paths and nothing's absolute. I'm pretty sure it's all relative paths. I couldn't see them using absolute anything in this. That just wouldn't make sense to me. These are all relative so far, so I think we're okay. We should just be okay to move stuff around like this and then just redo it without having to like re-export anything, I think. So, all right, let's give it a try. I'm gonna play the first song again, and I'm gonna put it on shuffle this time for the musics. The musics. Te musics. So, my fingers are trembling. That's how you know it's working. So now I guess we have to update our preloader. Because right as it stands, that's not going to work at all. That's not going to fly. If we had our server running, which let's just see what kind of error it'll show if we run that as is. Excuse me. Running from localhost, cool. And wait for it to open up. Bum 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 bada bum bum bada bum. Don't mind me, I'm just testing the delay on my webcam. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I might have to fix that later. Oh, that's okay. Now that's confusing to me that it didn't error. Oh no, it did error. Okay, failed to. The server responded with a status of 404, not found, as indeed it should. Okay, but also interesting that no other phaser errors popped up. So maybe that's part of the reason that error we were looking at before was so kind of hard to discern. So now we just need to change this from, instead of packed no arms, slash, is it slash on all the other ones? Oh, that's to slash the JSON files, right, okay. MC, now we put no arms here in the file path, no arms there, and same with the second line, sprites MC Africa dash no arms slash packed. So now if we load it in, that should resolve that error, that 404 error anyways. Wow, and now we have the same frame error? What? Oh, this error. I hate inconsistent errors. Inconsistent errors are just the bane of my existence in a really true way. Okay, well, let's figure it out. Let's keep at it. It's the only way we're gonna fix it. So first of all, let's just comment this out just in case for some reason that might be throwing it off. I don't know why it would be, but okay, and maybe that actually was throwing it off, or the error is just being inconsistent again and it's just being incredibly difficult to debug. Either way. Alright, so let's change all this back to dash no arms to see if we're actually loading anything in. Because if perhaps that was the problem, I don't know why on earth that other load that other load function would be throwing it off, but it was something I introduced later near the end of the last stream, which was when things started going off the walls again, so there's a chance. No arms. There you go. Ba-boom. See if it works. Nope. Damn frame error again. Serious? So back it up, and I just want to now see if this is going to be inconsistent and throw that error again. No, now it's working with the other one, the right guy, the guy with arms. I'm running out of things to test. I really am running out of ideas to see what's what. I'm gonna watch the network activity, I suppose, and watch the actual images being loaded in. Oh, hold on. From memory cache? Oh. What if we tried reloading it with the cache disabled? I thought the cache was always disabled when the dev tools were open, but maybe it's only when this tab is open. Let's watch this. See if this gives us anything. Still from memory cache, huh? That's weird. Why is it? Capture screenshots. That's a cool new button. I don't remember that being there before. From disk cache, from memory cache. Well, okay. Would disable cache not disable that? I don't know. That's already more about than I know about caching, so I mean. Hold on, what about our JavaScript files? Are our JavaScript files being cached? Because that could definitely cause some super weirdness and inconsistencies all over the place. It said it loaded in 135 milliseconds. It's saying... Where was it saying cache before in the images? Size. Oh, from cache, that's the size column. So no, it's showing 6.5 megabytes, so I think it is actually loading that in without caching it. Which is good, but let's see. Let's maybe go through the images and see if any of them aren't loading in. Is it not going to give us a preview? Oh, it is. Just a little red line, a pink line? Okay. Kind of ditches the names of them, unfortunately, but... Oh, that's all phaser stuff that's built in. No place like, sure, that's our logo, that's our new game, load game. Hill, arm, other arm, one of our tile sheets, actually our only tile sheet, no, sorry, this, oh well, yeah, that's a sprite sheet actually, not a tile sheet, so yeah, our only tile sheet. And look at that, that's so it's not loading in properly. Okay. This is a good clue. Look at me, I actually debugged something kind of. Not that I fixed it, but found a clue. Scooby-Doo, we found a clue. Does right. Ah, get it? I'm saying things the song is saying. Anyways, okay. Let's just like add a console log just to confirm that this is actually updating, because if this isn't updating, I don't know where I'm gonna go after that. Might just start researching what memory cache and the other cache thing means. Okay, so test from the preloader scene came in okay. And is our network still not loading that in? It isn't. Okay. See, that's the thing that is annoying about how it changes everything to blobs. I don't know if that's Webpack doing that or if that's Phaser doing that. I feel like that's a Webpack thing. So maybe this is all a Webpack problem, which could explain the inconsistencies, but... oh, you know what? I've got a plan. I've got an idea. Why don't we try and build it and then rerun the dev server? Should we build production or dev? Probably dev. Or should it have been production, actually, now that I think about it? Brr. Okay, well, dev's way faster anyways, so at least it's faster to test. Now let's test it again and watch and see what happens. It is going to open it in a new tab, which is actually fine. Let's just do that. Network. No, it's still not loading in. Okay, so that didn't fix it. Okay, but just to err on the side of sanity, let's have a look at running a production build as well, just in case. Production build takes way longer because it's got to do all of its Webpack's fanciness in its wonderful, wonderful optimization and whatever other magic Webpack's doing. In the meantime, let's have a dance party. That's what normal people do, right? That's just warning us that our JavaScript file is way too humongous, but get out of here because it's going to open a new tab any minute. I'm ready with the Control-Shift-J. This is my ready face. Boom. See how ready I was? Head over to the network tab and record the network activity. And again, it's still, so that didn't really change anything. So that's good. So maybe that a little bit confirmed that that's not, I mean, I guess it didn't totally confirm. I still don't really know the difference between disk cache and memory cache, but wait, wait, it has a content length, but it doesn't have, but there's no preview? Hold on, so and it's coming back with a 200 OK, so it's not like it's not found, it's just that it's like, preview's not working, which is super weird. What happens if we go to the response on this one? Oh, it says the same thing, it's just preview is what works. That's super wacky. So it's not a 404, it's just like it's being, I mean, okay, just again at the risk of, let's just make sure it's actually, oh dearie me. I just realized I was running all those Webpack commands not from the root of the project, but can you maybe, is that a thing you can do? Does it just go back? That's wild. Oh! Idea. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. Everybody stand back. I have a plan. I've had many plans so far. Some of them have kind of worked, so that bodes well. Okay. Oh. Refresh. MC Africa, we want MC Africa no arms, packed, no arms. Okay, right there. Well, oh, but maybe this is the key problem again. right, this could be it. So mcafrica dash no arms.png, and we'll just rename it the file as well. And see what happens. Oh, we should probably... start up our dev server one more time. Let that get out of here. Wait for it to open. Ready, face? Boom. So ready. Reaction time of like 22 seconds. Oh, did it load? No, it's still... Oh, it did! Well, something else didn't load, but it did load. I saw our guy with no arms. And our guy with arms. Awesome. Kind of different sprite sheets on the go here. Maybe Ted removed some frames to like optimize it a bit or something. I haven't even tested this on mobile yet, so there's a chance this might not. Yeah, interesting. I'll have to test it on mobile before pushing any of these commits, which I do actually have a way of doing now, thanks to Ted. Mr. Point Blank Ted. At least that's what he's called on Discord. I can't remember what he's called on Twitch. Anywho, Mr. Ted. It's fine that you can't open that. We don't need it. Cool. Well, that's sick that that loaded in properly. So we might be able to do it now. It might work. Oh man, if we actually solved it, that's gonna be dupe with an E on the end. Dupe. Gonna be dupe. So mcafrica no arms, and let's replace all the animation keys down here as well. So up, no arms, and down, no arms, and run, no arms. Yeah, that could be why it was inconsistent, because it would be almost like, not quite like a race condition, but kind of like a race condition where the keys are kind of competing for each other. So like sometimes it would be one key, but most of the time it would be the other key. I don't know. Oh, look, it's our dude with no arms. Yeah, I definitely have a bunch of extra frames because my animation is not looking the same as Ted's animation, but it's also lagging a little bit, or is that just me? Could just be the way I've got the animation set up too, I don't know. But, and the fact that he's looking super jank. Alright. Get out of here, messenger. Anyways, hoorah! We solved one bug. It only took us, well, yeah, an hour, basically. But we got it. Whew. So, I want to see what the other thing that wasn't loading was. Whoops, that's how you open incognito. That's not what I want. I want the network tab. I always think Control-Shift-N opens the network tab, but really it opens incognito. What's this? What's this that's not loading? What loads in between no arms, or arms and no arms? I don't think there is anything, is there? Yeah, arms, no arms. Weird, I don't know. Let's just see if it's any of these. Doop, doop. Yeah, it was one of those. Okay. So it's something in here that's not loading in properly. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it might be. It wouldn't be gun arms, because those... Let's just process of deduction. Process of deduction, this bad boy. Yeah, so it's not those two. Dummy platform? What is dummy platform? Whatever, let's try commenting it out and see if it's the one. Is it the one? Nope, it's not the one. It isn't the one. Is it the one? Title Hill? I don't think that's the one. No. Load game button? Is it one? No. I don't know. This is mighty confusing. You know what, I'm just not going to worry about it because it's not causing problems right now. It's just fine. It's in the background, it's doing a thing, but... Oh, maybe it's this. No, I doubt it. But last try, and then I promise I'll stop trying to figure out what the missing image is. Yeah, it's not that one, but that did suddenly make our background yellow, which is interesting. Did I... That makes me curious about that tile sheet. I must have saved that tile sheet as something weird. Oh no. No, maybe I didn't. I was thinking maybe I saved it with like a black background instead of transparent, which could explain why everything's black in the background, but no, that's not it. Anyways, whatever. Enough playing with the network tab. We're good. We have things working. Alright, anywho, so now we can keep working on the actual logic of the stream, the stuff that I wanted to do in the stream. So let's do that. So first things first, we have to actually position him so he is inside the box and he's not up in this corner. So I suppose the way to do that would be to keep track of the height and everything instead of just setting it arbitrarily, which is probably what we're doing. Yeah, right there, set size. So we'll track these up here. So 60 and 260. 60 by 260. So we'll say const body width equals 60. Const body height equals 260. No, not 60 again, 260. Now we'll just replace those down here. Body width. Body width. Hey JL, how's it going? Things are going well. We finally, after an hour, managed to figure out this super annoying, inconsistent bug. And yeah, now we're actually doing the weapon logic, so I'm glad you're here for it. We're doing the aim, point, aim, and shoot logic. And we've already got all our assets ready from last time, so we're doing just the coding now, the fun stuff. It looks a little bit crazy, but believe me, this is progress, believe me. Anywho, let's get at it. So anyways, now, so we're tracking the body width and the body height, which is the width and height of our pink box, and aka the thing that all the physics applies to. Fun. Yeah, man, you got it. So anyways, now that we have that, we can position our guy within the box, because we know that we're at the top left and right, but actually, instead of being at the top left and right, for the width, why don't we say, or the x rather, of the body, we'll say body width divided by 2. And this is going to take a little bit of finessing because we need to actually position the arms as if like the shoulders are where they were more or less when he's in his other poses and he's actually a full sprite with arms, because at the moment we've chopped them up into bits. And the Y, let's just say the Y, I guess, would be the same, really. So body, because his origin point is in the center of the sprite, so it's body height divided by 2. So that should center him within the pink box. His arms won't be yet, but his body should be. Yeah, okay, so now he's just... he's just a guy who's running around and basically just doesn't have arms, but it's fine. We love him just as much. Anyways, so now... next step, I guess, would be to position the arms, which is going to be kind of the trickier part. So first things first, we want to set the origin point of the arms to be sort of in the shoulder. And actually, because it's in the top left corner of the pink box, that gives us a really good little point to do that on. So let's do that. Let's say, so MC arm left dot set origin. I think that's the function. We'll say, let's start it in the middle, so 0.5, 0.5, which actually that's what it would be right now. So let's say for the X, 0.5 is actually probably good for the X, or close enough for now anyways. For the Y, let's say 0.85. Ooh, that's going the wrong way, so we want more like 0.15 maybe, 0.15. And there you go, that's, you can see the corner of the pink box is kinda almost in the center of the shoulder. I'm gonna push it a little bit to the left, but I think that's almost right. So let's say like 0.55. Hopefully that pushes it the right direction. You know, that didn't even push it enough for me to tell, so let's say 0.9. Just so, this is going to be too much, but I just want to make sure we're going in the right direction. Yeah, that is the right direction. Cool. So 0.6 maybe? Okay. Yeah, that's looking pretty centered to me, I would say. So now let's just say, what's the function for set visibility? That's this, man. I wonder if, oh, it is photonstorm.github.io, so this is open source. I might make a pull request and try and make this search a little bit better, because it's kind of, it's good. I'm glad they have a search, but like, still. It's not always the most helpful. Well, it would be on Sprite anyway, so let's just go namespaces phaser dot the display or game objects dot, no it's not, sorry, dot, oh, dot arcade dot physics maybe dot arcade dot sprite, no, okay, fine, I'll search it, see if it works. Yeah, class sprite, look at that. Thank you, Serge. I take it all back. So new, yeah, so scene, X, Y, texture. Okay, so, oh, what were we looking for? Visibility, my bad. Oh, maybe because I was I just using the wrong, like it's set visible instead of set visibility? Yeah, I should stop talking trash about other people's searches, it's probably fine. Yeah. Human error, my bad. Apologies, PhotonStorm. So yeah, set visible, cool. So let's hide this for now, just so we can focus on the right arm and get it positioned. Arm left, I mean. Dot set visible, false. There we go, now it's just that arm. Let's try the same and just see if it works, but I get the feeling it might have to be slightly different. But that's okay. This is the fiddling part. Or this is part of the fiddling part. Actually, you know what? That ain't half bad. You know what? I'm gonna declare that good to go. So let's, again, position maybe one arm at a time. So, oopsie daisies. I've got this bug either with my mouse or with my operating system where it likes to jump way down when I scroll up, and then I have to scroll all the way back up. And I think it does the opposite way too, so super annoying. I don't know what that's all about. So I guess let's start by centering it on the X, because I imagine that's more or less center in his shoulder, would be body width divided by 2. And let's just give it some arbitrary number, like, or maybe we could be even more analytical about this and I'm thinking maybe we could just open up the file and actually get the exact offset that we're looking for. You know what, it's fine. Let's just fiddle around with it in the code. I like working with code. Let's just say like 50 for the Y, just for now. That's the left arm, which is the one that's hidden right now, so actually we'll change the hidden one to be the right arm. The right arm. Perfect. And that's not quite right, but it's getting close. Ish. What I'm a little worried about is we're probably going to have to set offsets for like each frame if we want to do it really well, but we might be able to get away with sort of putting it in a more generalized position. I don't know, but like a central position to all the textures, but we might have to offset it for every frame, which would be a bummer, but just basically a giant switch statement. If we do take it that far, then at that point I will actually position it relative to the image and get the exact numbers, because if we're being that precise, then yeah, we should. But you know what, I think in this stream, we might leave that for a later stream. We can have that as like something we're going to refine in the future, but for now, let's see. MC arm, right. So we got the left one. I'm sort of just positioning it relative to the idle stance right now, not so much the other ones. Yeah, because if we have to position it relative to every single frame, I mean the jump and the run, or the jump and the idle animations aren't going to be so bad, but the run animation is like 18 frames long or something, so that's like 18 positions we have to figure out. Kind of a bummer. Anyways, let's see here. So we just basically, for the idle, we have to move it down a little bit further. So I'm going to say, like, let's just try 100 and see what that looks like. JL, if you're still there, I can't remember. Are you in our Discord by chance? I can't remember who is and who isn't at this point. Also, 100's looking a little bit too far, so let's bring that down to 80. Actually, that doesn't look half bad on the falling one. Although now it's looking almost like it's too far forward a little bit, so... Also, I've got the layering wrong. That should be behind the body, not in front, but that's okay. So let's say body width divided by 2 minus, how much? Like 15, 10? Let's try 10. Offsetting it to the left by 10 is what I'm hoping to be doing. Ooh, that's looking a little far back on there, but actually not bad. Maybe a little less, like minus 8. But again, I think this is working out. I mean, it's not perfect, but it looks okay. And also the point I made earlier is that I do have the layering wrong, so right should be at the bottom. And left should be at the top. So now it should be behind our body, which it is, and you can't even really see it anymore, but that's okay. because eventually we're going to be rotating this sucker. That's when things are going to get real fun. Real fun, but also real mathy, so I'm going to have to dig into some old school trigonometry knowledge and probably resort to a lot of Googling. Yeah, because my math skills are... Oops, did I just do the wrong one? Yeah, we want the left arm to be invisible now and the right arm to be visible. Actually, I guess we don't even need to hide it anymore because really it's layered behind them, so it's not like it's going to be interfering with our where we're looking anymore. Yeah, cool. So now it starts up there. And, you know, same as before, first things first, let's just try putting it in the exact same spot. Because, you know, in theory, his body would be kind of symmetrical, so you could, in theory, do this and it would work. Although, I don't know that my drawing skills are that excellent, so we will see if it actually is true, but let's find out. I think that's a little too far back, but not by much. So we have to adjust the offset by, let's say, like 6. And actually, I might just adjust it on the same. Maybe it is actually not too bad. Again, it would look better if we were actually moving it relative to each frame, but for our MVP version, I think it's okay to just stick with the offsets that we're doing like this and not just one offset for the entire sprite instead of, let's see, running. Oh, running's not too bad. I mean, the shoulders look a little weird, but yeah, the shoulders look a little funny how it kind of overlaps his neck a bit, but it's not the worst. We could even just offset it. Oh, you know what we could do? We could have it so it offsets on certain frames, but not every single frame. Because really, for the majority of the run animation, it actually looks good, but it's just when he dips down a little bit, that's when it looks a little funny. So, oh, sorry. Cracking all the bones. But, yeah, what I'm thinking, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. So we just need to find the frame where he dips down and switch the offset at that point. Although that also means we're probably going to have to start tracking these offsets somehow instead of just hard-coding them here like that. So you know what? We'll cross that bridge later. We'll deal with that later. Let's get the rotational logic working now, because that's where it gets really cool. The rotational logic, or perhaps the... we should probably get the gun placed in there too, because we're going to have to position the gun relative to the shoulder, which I know sounds weird, but that's how we're going to rotate it with the rest of the arm, I think. But easy enough. We just need to load in. Yeah, so I think this will work, and I don't think this is what was throwing it for a loop earlier, because I'm pretty sure we solved the bug now. So this animation, we've got an idle animation for our pistol, actually, which is kind of cool. Bolt pistol. Is a bolt a kind of, like, bullet already? Because I was thinking bolt as in, like, thunderbolt. This would be like a thunderbolt pistol. So let's add in, yeah, we need to add another sprite, which is going to be our gun. Which for now, we're just going to hard code the gun. Later on, we'll make the guns dynamic so that you can actually buy new guns and switch out guns for the same character, but for now, we're just going to hard code it. So, const bolt pistol equals config.scene.add.sprite, and we're just using scene.add.sprite instead of scene.physics.add.sprite because we're enabling the world physics on the container, not on the individual sprites within the container. Otherwise, it would all kind of like fall to pieces, which would not really be what we're going for in this case. So. body. Wait, hold on. Would it be? Yeah, I guess it would be. Body width divided by 2. And let's just put it right in the middle to start it off. So body height divided by 2. Alright, so now that we've got it in the middle... Oh, wait, sorry. We're not even... We gotta specify the key, too. That would help. So it's... what is it, actually? I don't even know. Oh, probably just bolt. Yeah, it's bolt pistol. Okay. Bolt pistol. Save that. We're probably going to have a gigantic gun, right? Actually, not even in our container, which is funny. Oh, no, it's not funny at all, because we didn't put it in the container. That would always help. So where would it be layer-wise? I suppose it would be behind the right arm, but in front of the body. Because then, if we rotate it down to his legs, it would look like he's just holding it in one hand. And then when we rotate it up, it would look like he's holding it with 2 hands, which is fine. That's a passable effect in my opinion. Bolt pistol. So between the core and the right arm should be good. And yeah, so it's a little bit ginormous at the moment, but we can fix that. Oh, and also it looks like I went out of frame with that drawing a little bit too. Whoopsie daisies. But anyway, that's no big deal. We can fix that. Actually, I want to play the animation just to see what it looks like too. So I guess we can do that in the constructor because we don't need to actually, or no, we are going to want to change the animation of the gun eventually. So let's just do it down here. This dot, oh, and we need to assign it to a this dot variable as well, not just a const variable. We want this dot bolt pistol equals bolt pistol. I don't know why I had to think so hard on that. This dot bolt pistol dot anims dot play bolt pistol idle. And it's true. Yeah. Okay, cool. I just want to see what this animation actually looks like. It's obviously way too... Ew, dear. Now we're getting that frame error again. Uh-oh. Okay, let's think back. What was this frame error last time? This is the error from hell. Well, we can get it. We'll fix it. We're not going to be stuck here forever. So last time we fixed it by loading in the right stuff here. So maybe, okay, no, I kept going back to that and it never seems to be a problem with the anims.create function. So I don't think that's it. Although it might be. Let's take a quick look in the stack and we'll figure it out. Big that. Animation frame, oh, we gotta pause it on a breakpoint. That's one nice thing about the errors constantly repeating themselves is that when you do want to pause it, you just have to click the breakpoint and it'll just pause. You don't have to reload anything. Oh, so we do have a frame, but that frame just, doesn't have a texture? Hang on, is it maybe a different error? No, it still cannot read property frame of undefined. Were we just in the wrong file? Set current frame, no, set current frame, that's right. So can't read frame of undefined, so in some, maybe, do it again. There we go, now it's undefined. Oh, okay, so you know what? It's not always undefined. It does seem to sometimes have something defined. Let's reload it again. Undefined, okay. Not what I was expecting, but undefined again. Undefined again. Okay, now it is just always undefined, apparently. Shoot. Alright. Be free. Actually, no, not be free. Pause. In theory, that'll be less stuff happening on my computer and hopefully a better stream experience for all y'all. But me, I don't want to get too invested in this, in the anims.create function being wrong, because that never seems to be the case, but just in case it is, let's just have a quick look. Bolt pistol, packed, bolt pistol. So frame 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, it's weird to me that the order's messed up, but still, start 1. You said it was to 4, right? Yeah, 1 through 4. So should be right. 0 pad is 2, so that means there's a padding of 2 zeros, which is true in the file names, I think. Or actually we can confirm that by again opening up the Atlas file. And yeah, 0, 1, so it does have a padding of 2. I'm gonna stop closing that now. Suffix PNG, that's right. Frame rate 4, sure. Okay, so it's probably not this function that's messing up. Probably not. Oh, you know what? I bet you this is that mysterious image that wasn't loading before. You know what? I think I know. If we just go through all the images, I bet we can just, by power of deduction, figure out which one it isn't. And I'm sure, I'm almost 100% certain it'll be the... Oh. Well, I was wrong. I was thinking it would be this gun that wasn't loading in. But it looks like it is loading in. And that might not... But that was a huge key in solving the problem last time. Okay. Let's see. Just make sure we do have the paths right for that. And let's say cd source slash assets slash images slash sprites slash bolt pistol slash packed and working directory. Let's just do this little trick here to check if our path is right. Or actually, wait, we don't want this. We don't want no place like. We just want assets. Starting there, starting on assets. Go back here, search for that, and yeah, we're getting 2 results, so that is the right path. Boltpistol.json. And the image is loading in, but there's still a mysterious image that isn't loading, even though we pretty much weird. I really don't know what that mysterious image not loading in is in, and that could very well be the cause of all this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. There we go, that's what I wanted. So back it up, back it up, back it up, no, not that far back. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay, so get our dev server going. It's going to open up a new tab as it always does. Just make sure there is still a missing image, because inconsistent errors be inconsistent. We did pause there, so let's get rid of that breakpoint, let it be free. We'll just reload that to recapture everything. That's funny. Okay, so now... Oh, we did just comment out a bunch of them, didn't we? Whoopsie daisies. Oh yeah, that's my bad. That's why there's way less. Whoops. Okay, so commenting all those ones out does result in there not being a missing image in here. All the images that are being loaded in are loading in. It is still giving us the error though, so I'm thinking that that's probably unrelated now. So then, yeah, I'm not going to get caught up on that one again. Let's leave that for now. That is still something I want to fix, but for now, let's keep looking. Just for the sake of my sanity, comment out the complete animation create function and just see if it gives us a different error. Oh, it does give us a different error. Okay, so maybe it is the animation create function. But is the bolt pistol what we're calling the key? Yeah, multi-alias, bolt pistol, multi-atlas, I mean. Just gonna try changing the key really quick, see if that does anything. So I feel like it was, I can't believe I've already forgotten what it was, but I think it was a key issue before. But the thing is, the image was loading in before we tried to play the animation, so that wouldn't really make sense either. Bolt pistol idle, that's the same, but where it won't be the same is up here. Oh, can't get first tick, so it is again a different error. Or it's being weird, and I really gotta get that out of my head that things aren't updating, because I get really fixated on that sometimes. Although sometimes it happens. It is a real thing. Anyways, inconsistent errors be inconsistent. I'm just not sure. Maybe it all has maybe it all has to match up. Maybe that's why we got a different error that time. Like maybe it all has to match up with what's in the Atlas file. That's what I'm thinking could be a thing. I actually just want to refer to a tutorial really quickly here in a second just to see if that is the case. I think that was it, right? Okay. Ooh, now we're still getting that first tick one. That's unusual. Are we not paused? Okay. Oh no, we're back to the cannot read property frame. Okay, cool. So let's, what on earth was the tutorial I was reading about? Multi-atlas sprites Phaser 3. How to create sprite sheets for Phaser 3 with texture packer. Cool. I just want to see one part of this tutorial because I just want to see if they mention anything about everything needing to align and match up. City scene. Okay, so the first parameter, city scene, specifies a key that can be used to access the atlas after it has been loaded. The second parameter, assets/city scene, is the atlas definition to load. The last parameter, assets, is the name of the folder in which the image files are stored. That doesn't really answer my question, but I actually hate this error with a passion now. It really makes me mad. Maybe some people rise to these sort of challenges. Okay. So, cannot read property frame of undefined. Let's dive into the stack again, the call stack. What's all this? Is that code? No. What is the yellow highlighted code? I don't really understand what that is. Anyways. So in this case, animation frame is undefined, which is being passed in here. Update frame is what's passing it in. That's also being passed in as an argument. Load is where the frame is coming from, and the frame is coming from the frames array, which once again is an array of 0. The index is probably 0, but an array with nothing in it. Hence, undefined. So, I'll find out why that frames array is undefined. So I want to find, I don't want to go any further up the call stack than this, but what I do want to find is I want to find where that's initialized. Go right up to the first instance, which I'm hoping is where the initialization happens. Yeah, cool. Frames dot. Oh, right. Now I remember where we found the error before. Okay, hold on. This. I feel like I'm following the exact same debugging. You know what? Maybe this is a good exercise for me. I can practice debugging in this sense, so I can become a better coder. So let's console log. Up in the constructor, we'll say console.log boltpistol.anims, just to have this object out in the console, and we can take a look at what's going on in there. It's disconcerting to me that Webpack isn't reloading the thing. Why is that happening now? Oh, it's probably because I'm paused in the... Yes. Herp diddly derp. Okay, here we go. Animation, and it was in Animation Manager, Texture Manager before. That's what, this is where we found it last time. In the list, oh, there's Bolt Pistol. First frame is 2. See, now that looks like it could be a problem. Let's just compare that to, say, the MC Africa No Arms. Yeah, see, first frame is 1 on that one, of the down animation. Frames. Oh, but then it kind of reorganized them, but it still thinks that's the first frame. That's funny. Okay. Total frames 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Oh, hello. Total frames 5. But really, we're 1, 2, 3, 4 frames is what I'm counting. Perhaps this is the issue. So, where do we... Well, that's funny, because in the animation, in the anims.create, we're just so could it be something wrong? Why don't we try re-exporting that sucker with Texture Packer? Maybe I messed up some setting in there when I was exporting it. I mean, again, crazier things have happened. Texture Packer, here we go. Oh. So let's open Bolt Pistol. Ooh, 7 days left on my trial. Oh man. So yeah, 2 is at the top, which is kind of funny to me. This exporter writes an extended JSON file for Phaser with support. Okay, that's nice. Ignore always, thank you. Why can't I? That's weird. You guys saw that, right? It showed the maximize button for a second and then it disappeared. Weird. So we can just do it like this. Whatever, fine, good enough. Or we can just zoom. There we go. So again, 1 is at the bottom, which is funny. So why is 1 at the bottom? Is it like the order? But wouldn't it just be ordered by the file name? That's what I would have expected. So let's have a look. Games, no place like, source, assets, images, sprites, bolt pistol, packed, not packed, sorry. We want frames, idle, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or not, yeah, 0, 1, 0, 2. Funky. I mean, that's roughly what our animation is going to look like. It's kind of cool, but I don't know that this is the problem. Let's just comment out that line that is triggering this entire error to begin with. Full pistol idle. There it is. I mean, in all honesty, we could just kind of leave it like that for now and proceed with our rotational logic, which might be a little bit more fun, but I don't like to leave lingering bugs. I know I do sometimes, but I don't like to. Maybe that's just the way Texture Packer packed it, but hold on, actually, wait, one thing I just realized I can do as a bit of a sanity check here is in our texture list, the bolt pistol frames 1, 2, 3, 4, total frames 5. That's what weirds me out there. But let's say now, for example, MC Africa, no arms. Let's take a look at his run animation or whatever. Oh, frame total 34. So that's just all the frames. I don't really feel like counting all those. So let's maybe. Do we have a shorter multi-atlas? I don't think so. Okay, fine, let's just count it. Let's just count all these frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 27, 28, 33. Okay, so that is one short of the total as well. So, okay. And that one is working, so maybe that's not the issue. Because see, the issue before was there was no texture, and we were using the same key, and it was the keys were conflicting. But I don't think that's what's happening here. So it's like something else, but it's the same error. Ugh, this error is really driving me crazy. It drove me crazy all of last stream, and like it's gonna be like dominating this stream as well. Even though we got a little bit more done this stream, which is nice, but not defeated yet. Still got at least 50 minutes. No, I've got 50 minutes. No, I can't keep pushing this later than I should. Should also probably stop drinking these so late. Alright. Cannot read property frame of undefined again. If this is something really like stupid that I'm just not seeing, I'm gonna be so mad. Why is that comment there? That's not how we actually have it in our file, is it? No, that's just some weird transpiling thing. And like, just as yet another sanity check, I just want to make sure like all the variables are being set properly or whatever. Anims. Oh, it wouldn't even get to that though, would it? Because that's after the error. Let's just comment that bad boy out for a minute. Yeah, this is all looking much the same to me. I'm just going to compare this again to one that is working and see what's tripping it up here. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna... Oh, there's no error to pause it on just yet, so hold on. Let's bring that error back. We don't need that because that's the same as the one we're logging from our constructor. Bring that error back, and then in our sources, back here, animation, pause there again. So yeah, it is the texture that it's not able to find, but it's the animation frame that's undefined, which we traced all the way back to, where was it? I can't remember. Let's just do it again. Update frame. Load, I think, is where it, yeah, this load. So here we go. That frame is undefined because frames is an empty array. And frames, this comes from, I know I've done this before, I apologize for going around in circles a bit, but sometimes you gotta until you really understand the bug. So okay, right there. This.get frames. Oh, interesting, config is not defined. Where is config? Config's being passed in as like the constructor, I guess? Yeah, the constructor. And where would this class be being instantiated? Next question. Maybe animation manager, I guess. Search for new animation. Config. Yeah, so there it is. Config's not defined again. Config still not defined in the create function of our, what's it called? Our animation manager. Take it one step. No, that's going back into animation again. Oh, but maybe we have to find where animation manager is being. New animation manager? No. Maybe it wouldn't be new animation, it'd just be animation manager. Parent is, okay, parent's window apparently. Interesting. Dot scene. Oh, the scene's undefined. What? Okay, so the scene's undefined in that animation manager. No, animation. And then the animation manager is trying to be created in like a scene that doesn't exist. What? Adding it in the exact same way as the other ones, are we not? We sure are. We're adding it in the exact same way as we're adding the other sprite, so I don't get what the deal is here with the scene being undefined. But for shite and gigs, we'll say console.log scene. Just take a look at what the scene is. Oh, and remember to unbreakpoint this bad boy. Where is our breakpoints? Breakpoints, turn that one off. Reload it. Oh. Oh, right, no. That's where it is. Never mind. Africa camp level. Oh. But isn't that's extending scene? Or is that extending level? But either way, even if it's extending level, that should still work, should it not? Oh. Okay. Let's just do another one, type of config.scene. Is that really an error? Why is that an error? Oh, because I probably should spell type of, right? But there we go. Type of scene. Just see if it is. So it's an object. But it's not a scene class? That's interesting. So let's just, by contrast, that's the teleport function. That's not going to work for us. Let's say console.log this.scene, or a type of this.scene. Just to compare this. Oh, okay, that one's an object too. Okay, so maybe that's not the problem, but because I'm sure this would have given us errors beforehand if that wasn't actually a scene object, right? There's no way that would have worked. Oh yeah, because this MC Africa fight is actually being instantiated inside the level, which is directly extending scene. Yeah, right here, extend scene, and the scene we're passing in is this, which in this case would be this level, which is extending scene. So to my knowledge, that should be fine. A bit of a loss again, I'm afraid. Well, you know what? In that case, in order to just keep the rest of this scene, this stream fun and less just grind debuggy, let's just implement that rotational logic. That'll be a little bit more fun. So for now, we're not going to bother with the animation. We'll just leave it commented out, and we'll write a to-do to fix that. Maybe we'll log an issue too. All right, so to-do, trying to fix to-do bug fix, trying to play bolt pistol animation errors. Alright, so whatever. We'll just come back to that at a time when we're a little bit more debugging minded, because I feel like my debugging edge is getting duller and duller the longer we go on this, so it's a good little thing to know about myself. So the longer I try to debug something, the worse I sometimes get at it. Anyways, so now let's just position and configure our bolt pistol, because that's a little bit more fun. We'll say bolt pistol dot set. Let's see. Set. We want to scale it down a bit, so set scale. Let's say 0.3, because it is huge right now. That's pretty good. That almost looks like a bolt shotgun more than anything, which is kind of neat, but we also have to set the origin point, which actually we should probably do like we did the other ones. Let's set that back to 0, 0. Bolt pistol right here. You know what, I'm gonna get out of all this stuff because that's not really helping us right now. That's much nicer. So yeah, bolt pistol. Set it to 0, 0 within the container. So this will make it really easy to set the origin point. So right now the origin point is directly in the center, as it always is by default, but we want it to be a little closer to 0 on the X side, and actually center is probably fine on the Y, so let's say bolt pistol dot set origin 0.1, 0.5. Let's see what that looks like. That's pretty close. Could probably do with going slightly more to the left, so like 0.08. Is that the wrong way? I think that might have been the wrong way. 1.5, how about that? That's the right way, but a little too far, so 1, 2. Okay, so that's good. Let's make it a little less than that. That was like 4.8 maybe, just to move it hopefully up a little bit. I think that was the wrong way again. So 52, let's say 55, just to make it a bit more dramatic so we can tell the difference. Yeah, that's right. And actually 55 doesn't look half bad. Maybe even 6, 0.6. Yeah, good. That looks like about where he would hold it. Because that's what we're trying to get this point to be, is about where on the handle he would be holding it. That where we want the center point of the origin point of the gun to be the point where it would be in the middle of his hand, roughly. Except actually, I forgot I'm doing that wrong. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to do that, but we're also just going to push it by the length of his arm, roughly. So, but we can do that, yeah, we'll do that in a slightly different way. Or, no, let's just do it here. So X would be more like maybe 1.12. Should be, no, sorry. How would we even do this actually? 0? No, because can you do negative? I don't know if you can pass negatives into here, but I'm gonna try. Oh, you can, cool. Yeah, so that's probably a little bit too far away, but that's okay. So now watch what happens if we rotate this. Set rotation. Should never use the rotation function in Phaser, so I have no idea what the parameters are. Let's have a look. Set rotation, open. Yikes. I guess it would be in Sprite, so we're already in Sprite, so set rotation. Yeah, set rotation, cool. Oh, and it takes radians as the parameter, great. So now we have to think in radians instead of degrees, which is always fun. I mean, if you're mathematically minded, I guess it's easy, but so it would be what? What is it again? I need to look up a math thing. Unit circle, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, unit circle radians. Let's have a quick look at this. I guess any of these will do. All right. Oh, wow. Cool math. Math is cool. I just wish I was better at it. So this is what we're dealing with here. So we're starting here, which would be, or we're kind of starting here actually, which is pi. No, what? Yeah, right? Pi, I guess? I don't know. 3 pi over 2 is what we're trying to get to. So, although actually, sorry, it's probably assuming that we're starting here. So we need to move how many radians? We need to rotate by, yeah, 3 pi, or, God, this is confusing. 3 pi over 2. I'm just going to try 3 pi over 2, see what happens. Or actually, I'm just going to try math.pi and see what happens. Math.pi, so that's that's like 90 degrees, right? Math, I don't know. That's 100, oh, pi is 180, right. Okay, so we want math.pi divided by 2, which should be 90. Not that you have to put brackets around that, but I like to. Hey, look at that, and it's really close to his hand. We almost got it. Cool, so let's just make this a little less aggressive, like -1, maybe? Or, wait, would negative... Yeah, whatever, let's just see what it looks like. Not bad, pretty close. Maybe divided by, like, 0.95. I'm hoping that... Oh, whoops, no. I have 1.95, my bad. That's probably going to be super whack. Yeah. Let's bring that back. Oh, other way. So we want 2.05. Try that. I'm going to call my old math teacher and tell him that I'm applying the things he taught me. Whoa, that is laggy. Or it was for a second. Now it's fine. Oh, okay, that gave me a little panic attack. I thought for a minute there our whole game was duped because we our new container logic was just going to be too laggy. Thank goodness it's not. Okay, maybe it just is on that initial. Ooh, it is kind of lagging a little more than usual. Because usually it's actually not bad. It usually, like, it's slower on a live stream, but it doesn't totally lag out. So also we need to make the scale a bit less, so down to like 2, because this is supposed to be a pistol, not like a giant shotgun. Oh, whoops, when we made the scale less, that messed up the origin as well. Interesting. Negative 1.5, let's try that. Close. 6.5. Might be a little bit aggressive. No, yeah, that's too much. So let's go 0.6, or negative 1.6, my bad. Close, and let's just try rotating it some more, so like 1.5. Hey, that's pretty close. Now we just want it to be like 5.5, how about that? Hey, there you go. Now it looks like he's holding a gun. Although actually, I do want to make that gun just even slightly smaller, so we are just going to have to reposition it a little bit more. One more time. Sorry, viewers. We'll get there. After this, we're going to get on to the actual animation, the rotation logic, which is going to be sweet. Okay. Wow, that didn't really do much. Let's go with like 2 point, I guess, negative 2.4, I don't know. Okay, too much. That's like floating up in front of his hand. Actually, the scaling down might even be a bit too much. Let's go with like 1.8. Because the lines are almost breaking now. Yeah, 1.8's good, but now we gotta reduce that by a lot, so let's just try negative 2. Still too much. 1.85. How's that look? Pretty close. 1.8 maybe? Negative 1.8. Oh, so close. 1.75. I like when numbers line up nicely, like 1.75, 1.15. Ah, but it doesn't quite, does it? Or maybe it does if we just rotate it a little more, so 2.2, how was that? How about that? Too much. Whoops. 1.8. Then, a little too much still. 1.17, how's that? That's pretty good. I feel at this point I'm getting a little pedantic. Although technically the trigger is kind of up there, so really it should be more here instead of there, but I feel like that's, yeah, whatever. Let's just keep it like that for now. I think that's good. That's good for now. Again, this is an MVP. Not everything has to be perfect, so yeah, like we're already like okay with his arm kind of not being perfectly placed for every frame, so that is fine. Alrighty, cool, let's get on to the rotational logic, which means I'm gonna have to bust out more trigonometry, which is tough because I suck at math. Okay, so we've initialized it properly. You know, it would almost be worth like making a container out of his arms and stuff, but no, then we can't do the layering properly, so that doesn't make sense. Okay, so yeah, first things first is we need to get getting the position of the arms and the character and everything is easy. That's simple enough. We just need to get the mouse position first as well, because we're going to do keyboard and mouse logic tonight. We're not going to be able to get to the touchscreen logic yet, but we'll do that in the next stream. So let's just look this up because I forget how to do this. Phaser 3, get mouse position. Maybe we don't even need to use Phaser 3 for this, or we would, because we'd want it relative to the class pointer. Oh, no. Pointer is, I thought, touchscreen. Input manager. Yeah, it'll probably be somewhere in this dot input, so let's just console log that. So up here, just do it right before we're doing everything else for now. Console.log this dot, or not this, it would be config.scene, I guess. Config.scene dot input. Input plugin. What? It's a plugin? I thought we didn't install any plugins. Apparently we have 3 pointers? No, that's weird. I thought we only enabled 2, but anyways. Oh, is that the X and Y right there? No idea. Alright, oh, mouse right here. Here we go. Alright, you know what? Let's just search mouse in their docs. That's where we were. Input managers responsible for handling pointer related systems in single phaser game instance. Keyboard and gamepad are plugins. Okay. Based on the game config, it handles handlers. It will create handlers for mouse and touch support. Okay. Do we have to specify something in our game config to get it to work with mouse input? I don't know. Active pointer. I don't know that that's what we want. Mouse probably. Nullable? Okay. Let's just log out this dot input dot mouse. Have a look at what that gives us. Okay, mouse manager. Cool. Let's check out the mouse manager docs then. What functions do we get? Well, I guess we would just make it on mouse. Yeah, okay, so. But I kind of want to handle it all in the update function, to be honest. So that would make getting, well, it actually wouldn't make it any easier or any harder, but would be nice if we could just get the X and Y directly in the update function. Let's just straight up see if this does anything. If this just errors, then, you know, no harm, no foul, but yeah, undefined. Okay, so no. Is it extending anything? Where we just were? I think so. Okay, I'm just going to resort to Google again. Phaser 3 get mouse X. I don't know. Maybe it's the same as Phaser 2. Let's see. Oh, it's just, or if you want the mouse specifically. Oh, dot mouse pointer. Okay, let's see if mouse pointer is a thing. could be Phaser 2 specific, so you gotta check. Oh, it is. It's a pointer, all right. Heyo. Cool, that was helpful. Let's just see the X and Y and so on and so forth. There you go. Cool, cool, cool. So now the rest of this is going to be happening in the update function. So computer controls. So it's actually we're going to be able to aim whether the character's touching the ground or not, because we want to be able to aim mid-jump, so it doesn't make sense to put it in that if statement. However, we can go make some new constants, which maybe we'll do up here. We'll say const mouse pointer equals this dot scene dot, what was it? Input. Yeah, this dot scene dot input. Cool. Extract or deconstruct that and get the mouse pointer out of it. Then we'll take it one step further and we'll say, well, actually no, let's do it all down here. So console, let's just log it first and see what it gives us. So console log mouse pointer dot x, mouse pointer dot y, and then this should update as we're moving the mouse around. Yeah, so it's stuck there now because we're not touching the mouse, but the minute I move the mouse, it's going to start updating. Yeah, cool. That's what we want. And is this 0, 0? Yes, it is. So our origin point is the top left corner, roughly, more or less, basically. Yeah, it's hard to actually hover over it, but anyways. And that, perfect. Okay, cool. So now the next step, the next thing we need for our equation is our formula, our algorithm, whatever we're calling it, is we need the position of this guy, but not relative to the world, relative on the screen. So we need his actual like X, Y position on the screen. So I guess first things first is we can just console log this and just see if there's anything in there that'll tell us that. Let's have a look. Oh, and right there, X, Y. It might just be that as simple as that. Let's say, easy way to test this if this is right is we'll just test if it's actually changing. Because if it's changing, that means it's relative to the world, not relative to the screen. But if it's not changing, then that's good, and that's what we want. So let's see. Oh, so I should comment out the pointer one. We've got that one. We've established that's what we want there. No, it looks like it was updating that whole time. So I'm thinking that's relative to the world, not... Oh, it is, because that 500 is where we place it in the world. So no, that's not what we want then. Let's just go back to checking just this. Welcome viewer number 2, by the way. I didn't see you there. Hope you're doing well. Oh, display origin X? I think not. Scroll factor X? No. X, Y we've established no. There was another one, wasn't there? Origin X or something? Where was that? Where is that? Origin X, here we go. Oh. Oh no, that's the origin point. Her. Maybe it's in the physics I wouldn't expect it to be in the body, but maybe. So the body is usually all, well, it is all physics related stuff, so it's less about positioning, more about velocities and whatnot. Transform. New. You know what, maybe it's not the... Maybe we shouldn't be looking at the... Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't be looking at the sprite, but we should be looking at the camera's positioning. No, because that would probably still be relative to the world. But you know what? Isn't he always in the center? Like, isn't there never a point where his center isn't the center of the screen? Right? Because we're not, like, we're centering him in the camera, so... Yeah, I'm thinking... Yeah, maybe that's actually what we need, is it would just be as simple as, like, I don't know, like, just... I want to almost, like, draw something there just to confirm that it is. But I don't know how to do that. So, okay, whatever. Let's just... Actually, here's what we can do. We can go... Also.log window.inner width divided by 2 window.inner height divided by 2, and then this should probably, hopefully, maybe work. Let's see. It's going to be crazy for a bit. It's going to be logging two things, but we want to see if we move the mouse close to the center of him, will those numbers start to line up? Oh, they're pretty close. Nah, it's not quite it. It's like, I don't think it is anyways. Oh, actually, no, maybe it is actually right. You know what, we're gonna go with that for now, because that's about as close, and that's constant no matter where he is in the world, so... So the 490x is the mouse. I'm thinking it's probably, yeah, like, it'll be, that's where it is, more or less, right there. Well, not quite, but... Yeah, that's not quite right, is it? Okay, so what if we do something else here? Let's say, because we've got his body width and body height and whatnot, maybe we can just offset it slightly. So let's assign these to this variables as well. Width equals body width. This dot body height equals body height. And then we'll say, so inner width, it would be plus this dot body width divided by 2, and our order of operations is going to help us out there. More math stuff. Fun, fun. And oops, we're going to say window.inner height divided by 2 plus this dot body height divided by 2. This is hopefully going to get it roughly center to the sprite is what I'm hoping. Oh, you know what we can do? Oh man, well, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. We can actually log out the difference between them, and then it'll show us, instead of like staring at the two numbers and trying to compare them in real time, we can just go like this. It'll be like xdiff equals that junk. Oh, hold on, no. It'll be mouse pointer x dot x plus that? I think. Would it be plus or would it be minus? No, it would be plus, I think. Wait, oh man, I'm confusing myself now. Okay, hold on, back it up a notch. Let's say, okay, let's just put them all in variables and make it a bit easier. So, sprite center x, allegedly, is that. Const sprite center y equals this, allegedly. Then we know mouse pointer x and y is correct, so we want to log, let's just try plus and see if it works. Sprite center x. And if this is all crazy, then we can try it with minus center y. Boom. What I'm hoping for is coordinates that are getting closer to 0 the closer we get to the center. Yeah, I think it's minus. Minus. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. So we're about okay, so we've kind of just moved it to the other side. That's weird. Yeah, we've moved it to like this corner, so we want half that. Maybe we do need brackets in here, I don't know. I thought JavaScript accounted for that order of operations business, but perhaps not. I usually am pretty bracket happy anyways, so I mean, what does it hurt, right? Yeah, no, that's still the same. Okay, so it does account, but whatever, I'll keep the brackets because I like the brackets, but... Oh, or maybe it would just be the other way around, like... Sprite center x minus that? I don't know. I should probably know though, because this is like what we're using to debug this whole thing, but anyways. Point is we're getting close. Oh no, that just inverts, like, that doesn't actually matter, I don't think. So it is still... That's funny, because we are dividing by 2 here, so I don't know why... What if we just don't divide by 2? What happens then? Oh wait, or what if we were right the whole time and we didn't actually have to account for that business? Maybe that's what's throwing it off. Because actually, if it was going, yeah, this might be what it is actually. No, we still need to account for it. But I don't. It's funny that, yeah, the origin point is like kind of up here, but the camera isn't actually quite centered on him. Then that's weird. I was expecting the camera to be like perfectly centered on him, but I guess not. And actually, you can kind of see it. Like there's more space up here than there is down here. So I don't know. Okay, caffeine fix done. Unless it's just a matter of setting the origin point on our, but it should be default to in the middle, so, or unless it doesn't for containers. Ooh, that could be a thing. Let's say, this.set origin 0.5, 0.5. See if this tweaks it a little.
Man, you gotta have that time where you just like disconnect from the scene. Just the,
guess this dot body dot set origin.
And it's a race that I've created in my head, you know. But you have to step away from it.
Ooh, this one too. One step away by Laszlo. Oh, body dot set origin, isn't it? Does container not have set origin? That would be a game object function, actually, I think. Why is that all the things? Oh, whatever. Whatever, you know what, the point is we have to offset it a little bit, so, I mean, it's kind of like an anomaly at this point. I don't know why it's not perfect, but for now we're just going to offset it, and we'll just throw a comment in there saying, not sure why we have to do this, but we have to do this. So let's say window.inner with the x. Actually, the x is pretty spot on, I think. Let's just take a look again. Or save that, back to Chrome, not Spotify, come on, Chrome, thank you. The X is, actually no, it's not, oh yeah, the X we need to add, yeah, we need to add half his body height, right? Let's try again. Or not body height, body width. Watch me just have had them like backwards last time? I don't think so, but it's pretty called Spotify. Oh, I wonder if that's, Oh, I think I know what's tripping us up. Wait. No, that should be right. What the hell? So it should just be, oh, hold the phone. What happens if we make it big? I just want to see if that box gets bigger too. Oh, it does. Oh, so Interesting. Okay. We're gonna have to add those WSAD controls in pretty soon too. I don't like controlling with a mouse and arrow keys. WSAD feels so much more natural. Was sad. Anyways, yeah, so was 0.5, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's just say plus. Again, we're just gonna have to hard code this for this whatever anomaly this is, and I don't know why I can't figure this out, but it's getting on into the night. It is now midnight, and I should, in theory, be signing off on this stream, but I just want to try and get one little thing working first. Is that just not moving? Is that just me, or is that, like, not even changing? Why on earth would that not be changing? Or is 5 just not that much? Try 15 or 25. Yeah, apparently 25 is pretty close. Okay, so you know what? That is ridiculous because this, the window dot, so this dot body width should be like 30 pixels, so that should be almost the exact same as 25. I don't understand why. Oh, it's 60. Oh, but we were dividing it by 2, so yeah. What the hell? Unless I was using something else before, but I think not. Oops, wrong thing we want to log. We want to log that. But yet again, it's the full width, not the half width. Why is it not dividing by 2? Am I just losing my mind? What is going on? Like, if this isn't 30, my brain's just gonna explode. Is 30? So then, what? Like, okay, I just want to see something just, again, for the sake of my sanity. So, let's reload that. So yeah, the X is about there, or that's where it's when it's body width. Now let's just replace this with 30 and see what happens. if this really is just, I'm just gonna hard code this. I don't even care if this really is being this crazy. I'm just gonna. Okay, no. So now that is the same. What? Oh wow! I must be losing it. I must be losing it at this point. That must. Maybe I've got an idea of what's going on here. Maybe it's because we're also setting the scale, so we need to actually more... So instead of dividing it by 2, we should be dividing it by 4. Okay, so that'll get us 15, which will, in theory, now get us to... Actually, I think that might be what it is. You know what? Sorry, guys, I'm tired. So, yeah. And then same deal with this is... because it's all because we're setting the scale and it's not really accounting for that right now. Okay, this should be the center of the guy, please. Yes, that's it. Cool. Alright, good. We got it. So now we need to turn these into variables. Or we did already, so okay. So we just need that and the mouse pointer ones. I'm going to leave that commented just so we know what we're dealing with. Now, time for that math. If my brain is actually able to wrap around trigonometry right now, I'm gonna... I know this is high school math, but like still, I'm not mathematically minded. So we have to do what? We know. Okay, so the rotation right now of it would be a lot easier if, well, we can just offset for that later, so no big deal. Okay, hang on. So, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. It's past midnight. I'm gonna have to call it there. Thank you for joining me for this. Thank you for being part of this stream. I know it was a little bit painful at times, but I do really appreciate you sticking it out with me. And next time, not tomorrow, it's Friday, so yeah, so Monday, we're going to have a look at actually getting that angular rotation. And I'll do a little bit of research just so I'm not totally out to lunch when we actually get into it. And yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you have a grand night, and I'll see you on the flip-flop.